beginning.
Hello, hello. Can you hear me all right? If you are watching this live on YouTube or Facebook or wherever you may be streaming from, I'd love to know where you are in the world, what you are up to right now. And if you'd like to, you can drop your store URL in chat. We might judge you or maybe even give you a website teardown at some point in the future, even though that is not what we are doing today. I'm really excited to have everybody here. We just have a couple of quick housekeeping items for you before we get into our panel. First, let me give you the whole format. We're going to have a panel with a few kind of experts in e-commerce that have unique insight into kind of how merchants go through this holiday rush season after season and some of the best practices that you can use in order to make sure that your store and your strategy is squared away for growth and success. So we'll bring them on. We'll have a nice lively discussion, and then each of them will present a little bit more on their individual expertise afterwards. So we'll be around for about 2.5 hours doing this. So sit down, get settled in. And I know that there are distractions or things that happen. So what we do for you is we keep show notes on this. Let me get the link for you here. I'm going to share this in chat with everybody here. You can follow along with the show notes here, and we'll kind of go through and take all the nuggets from this, put them in there. You can bookmark that page and then go and follow up tactically. I really hope you do make some tactical changes and decisions after kind of going through these presentations with us together. All right. The only other housekeeping item I have for you is that, yes, all of these sessions will be available on demand on our YouTube page. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button somewhere down below. I think it's over here, if I'm not mistaken, if that's how the screen works for me. Hit the subscribe button and you'll automatically be notified when the sessions go live on YouTube, and you'll be able to watch them, go back through them. And again, show notes plus YouTube, you will be able to take actionable insights here and change your store, make sure that you're squared away. We've only got a month left. I can't even believe it. Awesome. Okay. With that said, I'm just going to bring in all of our panelists here really quick, and I'll let them introduce themselves and give a quick intro on their expertise in e-commerce. Guys, here we go. Make sure you're unmuted. How's everybody?
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hey
everyone.
Nice. Yeah, so I've brought in everybody here with me. Let's just go down the line. Thomas, let's start with you. Quick introduction, what you're up to, and a little bit more about Openu as well.
Sure thing. So thanks very much for the invite. Thanks for organizing the event. So my name is Thomas. I am the CEO of Openu Product Reviews. And we help Shopify merchants, first of all, collect their reviews automatically with our flows. Then we also help them import those reviews from Amazon, eBay, AliExpress, and then in the end, we show their customers the best quality reviews. So basically, no more tedious review collection, no more manually featuring reviews, no more having reviews, away from your Shopify store, and it's fully customizable to your brand and doesn't slow down your store, I would say. And just to add, because we're based in Scotland, Glasgow, and we're at the at the center of the climate summit right now, which is happening here. We recently surpassed 1,000 reviews on the App Store. So big celebration in the team. And we decided to plant 1,000 trees for that, to kind of mark this anniversary. So.
Amazing. I love it. And we're always about sustainability. We have talked about it a lot in the past here. That's really exciting to hear. Thanks for dropping the secret info here with us. All right, moving along. Narit, tell us about you and Polaris.
Okay, thank you so much, Derek, first of all, and hello, everyone. I'm so happy to be here. And my name is Narit. I'm based in Israel. I'm the CMO and co-founder at Polaris. We are creating the next level of the mobile shopping experience, storifying content and products into a much more engaging experience. That's it, working with merchants across all platforms, specifically on Shopify, and happy to be here, happy to be part of this community.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Michael, tell us a little bit more about you.
Hey, guys. What's up? It's good to see you guys again. Nick, it's good to see your face again, too. I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago that we were on another webinar together. So, the community is growing. Derek, thanks for having me on the summits. My name is Michael. enterprise partner manager here at Gorgias. Gorgias is machine learning help desk. We integrate all of your support channels into one help desk. You might be familiar by now with what Gorgias is, but if you aren't, I hope I can shed a bit of light on how we might be able to help you. Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and all of the challenges I'm sure you expect to face during this busy holiday season. So thanks again, Derek. Appreciate setting this up, and yeah,
absolutely. Awesome. Nick, let's hear a little bit more about you and Recart.
Yeah, again, thank you, Derek. I really appreciate it. Michael, great seeing you again. Nirit and Thomas, it's great to meet you guys, and everyone watching, thank you so much for attending. My name is Nick Ramay. I'm the head of partnerships over at Recart. Recart is a mobile messaging platform, rebranded a bit from a messenger marketing platform, which was our bread and butter for the last 5 years, but we've actually tacked on SMS. So the goal is to be a mobile first platform, and eventually we're going to add on WhatsApp and Instagram as well. But it's a pretty popular app on the App Store, and I'll be talking a little bit more about channel marketing on the mobile strategy side.
Awesome. I love it. And yes, each of you will have your own session coming up, and we don't want to spoil those completely as we dive into this panel. But let's start with predictions on this holiday season, because I think we are facing a really unique time. We've seen a lot of issues with container ships being just locked out, stuck in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, which is, I think, having merchants probably pull their hair out and having them worry. What are you guys seeing, and how might you expect this year to be different than the previous years? I mean, last year was a COVID year. This is like a different kind of COVID year. You know, it's kind of interesting. Thomas, I'll start with you.
Well, look, so last year, supply chains, I mean, they've been suffering for the past previous years, but you couldn't see it because everything was kind of, super stretched, but it was still working. And then COVID hit and everything just collapsed. And now we're just kind of seeing the continuation. So I would definitely advise people, just like last year, make it very clear that deliveries can be delayed. Put it somewhere on the website, put it in the communication with your customers. So yeah, we're definitely going to see more delays, and
I think with everybody here, sorry to interrupt, everybody here, we're all thinking customer experience and keeping that customer centricity. So I love it. Talking to the customers and being honest with them is, sometimes it feels hard, right? But I think being proactive about it can save a sale. So I think that's absolutely huge. Nurit, what are you seeing? Predictions for this?
I've actually seen an infographic that is called "The Disaster of the Supply Chain Logistics in 2021 due to COVID." So that's the infographic, and you can understand that the numbers are not that high. So it's going to be a struggle, but I think, like you said, transparency in front of the customers, I think it's the most important part. Obviously, I think that COVID made us some kind of impatience, but also patience and more understanding to situations of businesses, and we want to support businesses. So I think that the best case scenario to handle this, of course, is to be transparent, right? That's going to be delayed. It's going to be delays. But I think that the most important part is to say how much is going to be delayed, not just say, it's on its way. I'm sorry, there are logistic problems. No, say, but in 8 to 10 days delay, or in 15 days, you will get it. Something that will give us some kind of hope in the end of the game, and just make sure to be as much as communicative that you can with your end customer.
Perfect. So let's bring it to Nick, the channel marketing manager, essentially. What do you think needs to change in those, maybe the sequences, workflows, or just your general predictions of the holiday season?
Yeah, definitely. And I hope you guys, sorry, I'm in a co-working space and someone decided to start vacuuming. So I hope no one can hear that. I'll make my answer quick. It's funny because I'm actually in Long Beach, California right now. And it's 40% of the imports come in through this port right here. And I have a great view of the bay. And there's literally 60 giant container ships backed up, waiting in line to get. And I'm looking at it. It's just so funny that we're talking about this.
You want to turn the screen around?
Well, no, I mean, I'm in an
vacuum
office.
Cleaner.
The vacuum cleaner. But it is just, oh my God. I mean, it is really backed up. And obviously, this is only going to get worse and worse as time goes on throughout the next few weeks with all the demand. But an interesting thing that I found out is that customers on average check their tracking notifications 3 times before their product even arrives. So, not to go back to what you guys were saying a little bit earlier, but communicate with your customers, let them know, convey that in the tracking message. Maybe have a sequence where through Messenger or through SMS that explains this and gives them updates. We're sorry, but your product is delayed an extra day. If you have questions, connect them back to that customer service side, which I think is a good segue into Michael.
Yeah. All right. Very well done. Over to you, Michael.
Nice one, Nick. I think I have a solution for the boats. I think we just got to get the tugboats out there and we just pull them to shore. We'll get like an army of merchants. We'll get the tugboats out and we'll just pull everything to shore. Yeah, it's going to be a tough holiday season. Let's be honest. If there are going to be shipping delays, I think being forthright, as Thomas said, in communicating that up front. But not everyone, not all consumers like read those messages. Let's be honest. So there's going to be some customer success or customer support back and forth that's going to be necessary. And on average in e-commerce, between first contact time and the resolution time, we're seeing about 29 hours. So with Gorgias, I mean, it's a shameless plug, but we reduced that first contact time and resolution time in a pretty significant way, so that customer, we can automate a lot of those questions related to order status, so that customer can get that information when they need it, when they want it. It's going to be about speed. It's going to be about speed of resolution and speed of contact time. So with those two things in mind, I think we can manage the volume of requests that will be coming in that we'll be expecting this holiday season.
Absolutely. And automating any component of the business that allows for it. And I'll go on a little caveat here, because I think there might be a merchant kind of listening to this that would be like, well, I don't want to automate my customer service responses. This is going to lead to like a terrible experience. And I think the truth of the matter is that there's ways to send a templatized automated response, let them know that it's a templatized automated response. And then it's like, if this doesn't answer your question, a real person will be on shortly.
Exactly.
Like, just tell us and we'll move to a real person. But like, if you don't have that opportunity to mitigate, a ticket, an inquiry, and this can be, before the sale and of course it doesn't have to be on the Gorgias platform. It can be on SMS. And in some ways, right, Thomas, it can also be in a review response. It might be another way to handle it, or there's a review and then you outreach somebody to resolve an issue that you didn't know existed, things like that. So I think across all channels and opportunities, on-site, post-purchase, finding a way to automate as much as you can, because let's face it, like, you can't just hire 5 new people in October preparing for November and then, I don't know, fire them in January. It's kind of hard to get that swing, exactly correct and scale up and scale down. And of course you could do that, but it's not as ideal as finding perhaps other ways to mitigate and manage. All right, that's my rant on that. I want to move into, so we're expecting shipping delays. There's an actual element of scarcity going on, I think, with products in e-commerce. If we actually can't get the product to the door, then I might not want to sell out. My inventory is going to sell out a little earlier. And so I might be really, I don't know, Black Friday, you're trained to have like really good deals and discounts, but it feels like this year, maybe I shouldn't be discounting as much. So I want to hear your guys' kind of thoughts on the offer testing and preparing, like how low should we go, that kind of thing. And I'll start with you on this one.
So if you're asking the customer in me, I'd say at least 30% off. And I think that the best offer that a merchant can give us as customers is the BOGO, the buy one, get one. I think that's what's most attractive. I think that you do have to promote your product, especially in the season, because first, the traffic is much higher. People are expected to do it. You have to be a part of this community, a part of this playing field. And, they'll be back to you if the product is good, if the service is good. They'll come back to you even if it's not Black Friday. So I think that your offer does have to stand out. If you give them, 10, 15%, it's nice. It's great. It's always, I'm always happy to get discounts, but it's not as significant as it should be, specifically on Black Friday and Cyber Monday, of course.
Oh man, I feel like, all right, somebody who has a competing viewpoint to this. I like the advice I think it works for half of the brands. Yeah, Mike. Yeah, Thomas.
Look, okay, so in my view, like you can go the way of giving people discounts, buy one get one. That's one way, but you also need to realize that at this time of the year, this is the prime time to use countdown timers, counters, how many people have looked at the product. So those things are usually abused by people throughout the year. You see people doing Black Friday in July. That's not the right time. But normally people are very used to seeing those huge queues at Target every single year, and having those shops setting up whatever 20-30% discounts, but they know that there are only a number of TVs available at this price. Once it's gone, and that translates to an online store, and Amazon is absolutely great at doing it, no matter how much we don't like them, because we're trying to get away from them and sell on Shopify instead. You have to give them that they execute their strategies perfectly. You have the timers in there, so and they do something even better, where they give discounts, rather exclusive access to those deals, just Prime members. So and you can have, I remember having conversations when I was not on Prime at the point of time, saying, oh, I'm gonna buy this SSD drive, and my friend tells me, man, I bought it already yesterday because I'm a Prime member. And that kind of pushes people towards entering that Amazon ecosystem, or whatever ecosystem that you want to push them into, and also makes the existing Prime members feel more rewarded for being a Prime member. So you can multiple different strategies.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing for strong brand connections, we're seeing rise in membership communities around certain brands. And I think there's a lot to be said for giving them the code 7 days earlier, especially if that means, just as an example, and this, this might just be the case based on what we're talking about here, that the people that order earlier actually get it before Christmas, but the people that order, at the mass market may actually get it, later, or post Christmas, or whatever it is. So I think that there's a lot of value in that. It's of course ideal if everybody gets it in time, but if we have to choose, let's choose our passionate fans and our existing customers, right? So I like this idea as another layer of discounting, and I know some brands just can't go that low, 30 or 40% off, and some brands just don't discount at all, which I don't know exactly how you solve this. But moving on, Michael, what are your thoughts on offers and this strategy overall?
Yeah, it just reminds, like, I was a merchant for 6 years before I joined Gorgias, and this was 50% of our revenue annually actually came during the holiday season, just over 50%. A big part of our business was gifting, and it happened between the months of November and December. So it was a bit of a delicate balance. I mean, we were operating on pretty thin margins, frankly, and we wanted to get every dollar off the table that we could and into our pockets during those 2 months. So I think bundling is a big thing. So increasing that AOV during those 2 months is huge. We were selling a subscription, so it's working the customer towards purchasing, a 6 or a 12-month subscription rather than, month to month. This was our main objective. And even if we were actually selling at a break even, so it's a matter of getting as much revenue into the bank account as possible in those 2 months, even if it's at a break even, because as we know, that revenue in the bank account may actually be your lifeline in January, February, and March, as those slow months, as we move into the slow months. So I think, to answer the question, I guess I don't have a competing position. It's really just, get those AOVs up, be aggressive in discounting, because, the next 3 months after the holiday season is over, you want to make sure that you have, a full bank account.
Yeah. And what's so interesting, I think I've seen it go both ways. Some brands say that they make all of their profit at the end of the year, and some brands say that they get all of their revenue / new customers at the end of the year. I think that
was the case for us. It was the latter.
Yeah, it's either, it always feels like it's either one or the other. So I think that perhaps if getting all of the customers at break even cost doesn't seem like the right fit for you, then you want to do it the other way around. I think it's either one or the other. It's like a completely polarized. You shouldn't be in the middle trying to make a little bit of profit and then try and maximize customers. Either go all in. Yeah. So go all in on customers or go all in on profit margin, which is tough at large discounts. And so it's usually swinging to customers. Nick, you've got an interesting strategy perhaps for offers.
Yeah, I would say this one's more geared towards the companies that don't discount too much throughout the year and are looking for an extra way to kind of spice up that Black Friday, Cyber Monday, besides just increasing it maybe 5% or something like that. But this strategy is also interesting because it also allows you to capture more own channels, and own channels inadvertently equal to revenue, right, over the lifetime value of that customer. But essentially, the strategy would be using messenger marketing to ask for an opt-in, either an email or phone number. And messenger marketing, you can auto-populate either of them. So you say, hey, get 10% off, discount unlocks in messenger marketing. Great.
Are you seeing that on channel, like on Facebook or Instagram?
It could be on Instagram. It could be on your website. It could be any kind of trigger. It could be like a sticky discount box. If you're married to your pop-up, then fine. Like this could be an interesting way. Like, hey, you want 5% more discount? Please give us. So you click that, and then it says, hey, thanks so much. You're interested in getting 5% off more. Please give us your phone number. And since Facebook did two-factor authentication, automatically appears. And you just have to tap it, and then that sends to your provider. And then that's a good way to, get that second own channel. Because a lot of people are like, okay, how can I get email and phone number and now messenger? And we're always asking things of our customers. So if you can get another own channel and reward them for that, then I think that's a very powerful way. And that's also a sneaky way to up your ante on increasing that discount.
Yeah, this is really interesting. So, and I think this needs to start like yesterday, basically, right? And this is kind of the idea that we need to be collecting more than one piece of personally identifiable information and marketing on that channel, or at least preparing to market on that channel now-ish. I want to go a little off script and just throw out there, when should I announce to my audience that what my sale is and like when it begins? Is there should we be doing pre-prep emails and messages, or should we wait until the day of to announce that the sale is live? What do you guys typically see? Nick, I want to start with you because you're the channel guy.
Yeah, I love a good sequence leading up until the big day. So prep your customers, warm them up, and you use one channel to really have like an anchor in terms of like the messaging that you want to get across. And then obviously you don't want to have like a sequence if you have them on Messenger, SMS, and email, reminding them and building up on all three channels, especially because the latter two are mobile focused and 90% open rates. That's going to annoy the hell out of them. You don't want to do that. So use email as like an anchor for that messaging journey. And then on the big day, hit them everywhere. On all platforms.
I like it. I like that warm up. Here, what about on site? I'll start with Thomas on that. Like any changes to the site, or what do you think on prep?
Look, I don't really have much expertise on this side, so I'd rather give the stage to Michael, especially him. He's got experience in actually being a merchant.
What did you see, Michael, as far as prepping the consumer for Black Friday sales?
As early as possible.
February?
February of last year.
It's like pumpkin spice lattes. It just keeps getting earlier and earlier.
Yeah. I think you could, you could use different tactics. And I feel like every year there's always improvements in terms of best practices. But yeah, I think we typically would have started September, late September, in terms of like optimal timing, warming up for any offers. If there's like a campaign, I think that's different. Like it's different between we have to think in terms of like the type of campaign, I suppose. Like, are we building out like a branded campaign around like a certain offer, or are we just simply dropping coupon codes because those are two different things, I think, and two different tactics. Like we may consider dropping like a limited edition product for Black Friday alongside a coupon code. So like that branded campaign, that begins a little earlier, and it may start to coincide. The timing may start to coincide with those coupon codes or those deals that we begin offering closer to Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So there's really two like sort of consecutive sort of tracks, I guess you could say, that we used as, or that I suppose I used as a merchant, our team used with our brand.
I love it. And Nurit, what are your thoughts on this, especially about maybe changing the site around?
So the merchants that we've been working with, I can tell you that starting mid-September, end of September, are preparing for the sale. Some are creating special collections for these sales, specifically around branded products, and a lot about talking about sequences. And I think that a sequence starting at the end of September is the right thing to do. Prepare, maybe give some kind of treats, special products that are in special price right now, and later on Black Friday events, it's going to be other products or more products. But the sequence is really really important, just to get you warm as a customer, to know that to mark this date on your calendar, to know that you're going to buy from this store this specific item. And of course, on the specific date, to get an email or to get messaging from some kind of other platform saying, hey, we noticed you like this, remember it, you put it in your cart, you responded to it, you like it, I don't know what, and you can shop it now and buy it in reduced pricing. So I think it's important.
My 2 cents would be to throw in some social proof every now and then if you want to promote a product in any instance. That always helps.
Yeah. That always helps. Yeah,
I love it. And I think we hinted on bundling as well, being a key component to this. I think that I personally, I prefer a bundled deal discount than like a straight % off. I feel like if you can, buy this big product and get the smaller product for free as like a bundled deal, to me, that often gets a lot of value. And depending on the brand or situation, that free product, the cost of goods sold on that could be like really cheap, but the actual retail value could be really expensive. So finding those products that have high margins and then turning them into free offers, I think can be an interesting way here to push product. I'm going a little off topic, I think, but we've only got a couple minutes left. I really want to touch on this post-purchase experience that's going to happen. We already said people are going to order, they're going to get shipping delays, they're going to start to be kind of upset with us. Thomas, you're with your review tool, you're sending out review requests based on like delivery landed dates and all this stuff.
Correct.
But we've also got Christmas, and like gifts are like sitting around. What needs to change with the post-purchase experience around like the holiday season?
So the post-purchase experience itself, make sure that your in terms of reviews, you have to ensure that if possible, the emails arrive after the delivery. So you can no longer, time them to go out after the fulfillment. Because of unreliable, delays. And so if you can connect your review app with something like ShipStation or AfterShip, that's definitely advisable. But aside from that, it's all about preparing your team internally to deal with any sort of problems. So you will have a stream of negative reviews coming in, probably. And what I usually advise our customers is not to be worried about those that much. There will be a few people who are just completely unreasonable, but most people are just going to be upset because of the delay. And if you make it right by them, so let's say, okay, I'm going to refund your shipping costs, or we're going to send you a coupon or something like that. That will work well. But in terms of reviews, you need to reply to them. And this is my biggest piece of advice. Don't worry about them. The reviews, negative ones, they're there not to play on your ego, but for you to show your customer service to other potential customers. So normally when people look at the reviews, they look at the positive ones or whatever's on top, and then they go to the negative ones, and that's where they want to look for your responses, how you dealt with the problems. So it's totally your marketing tool, the negative reviews.
Yeah, I actually have a book on my shelf here called Hug Your Haters, which is by Jay Baer. I recommend it to anybody in customer experience, and I think it's a great book for all of marketing and even business owners as well.
I'm only gonna read it if it's a coloring book, Derek.
I love it. Yeah, I think and I think perfect caveat to you, Michael, because you know, turning a negative review upside down is always a challenge, but I think there's even more that we can do to prepare for the post-purchase experience. So what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, like to Thomas's point, like there will be negative reviews. I think you can avoid a lot of those negative reviews, I think, by being upfront again about expectations and responding quickly to support inquiries, automating those that can be automated. 30% of support inquiries are related to shipping status. Okay, where's my order? So that's a significant chunk of support inquiries. Like, let's automate those. And that's about it. Honestly, I don't have much more to say beyond that. I did want to mention, there was a point that you had made, Derek, about bundling. And one thing that we did as well during, in the lead up to the holiday season, is start warming our customers to the idea of gift cards. I think it's going to be especially important this year. So in the event that, you know, there would be shipping delays, can we move a higher percentage of our customers towards gift cards that they can then use later in the year? So we're collecting that revenue up front, of course, in anticipation of the holiday season, and you know, they can use those gift cards. Is that something to consider? It's a tactic that we used, and it was a very popular gift, in fact. Something to consider anyway. It's a side point, and I guess I'm going a bit off script, and I didn't answer your original question, Derek, but I wanted to point that out.
Yeah, I love it. That's totally fine. We're out of time, but Nurit, final thoughts on.
So I think that what's common for everyone here on this panel, and it's relevant for pre-purchase, throughout the purchase process, and for the post-purchase process, is the automation part. I think that a merchant can grow only if he uses automation in all of parts and all of the aspects of his store, of his shop. And of course, you still have to have the personal customer care, but where you can use automation, do use it. It's your only way to scale. That's it.
Love it. And Nick, final thoughts, post-purchase experience. And you're muted.
Yeah, the main thought here, and I don't want to repeat anything, but I agree with what everyone said. I would just say make sure to have these automations and these communicative points on places where your customers are at. And more frequently, that's on mobile-based things. You're going to hear all about that in a second. But you know, consider, instead of like an email update, maybe like a text update, a messenger update. That is also a two-way street. You know, you can have conversations on these channels as well. For example, one of my favorite things to check for updates is the shop app, where you get real-time notifications about where it is. I get banner notifications. That's something that's important to me. I know when something is getting delivered. I know when it's delayed. So just think about where your customers are at, and then make sure to communicate on those channels.
Awesome.
So,
All right. With that, we're going to excuse 3 of our panelists. We're keeping Nick around for his session. We'll see everybody later during their session. And thank you all so much for your ideas, feedback, opinions. And I think we've got a couple of huge action items already underway for our merchants. So I'll see the 3 of you later. Nick, you stay here.
See ya.
See you guys.